Hello walkers! Today I'm going to take you on another walk through Jackson Hole. I think you're going to enjoy it. It is early May. Last one you may have seen was in the winter with a 360 VR camera. This one is not that. We're going to cover some of the same ground. I'm going to take you along, but we're also going to take you to some new places. I hope you enjoy that. Like I said, early May. It's about noon. And it's probably 55 degrees. Very nice. Jackson is a town of 10,000 people at a height of 6,200 feet, 1,900 meters. One thing I wanted to ask you is don't do it now because I want you to watch the whole thing. But we have a couple other channels. If you want to learn more about Jackson, you can check out Traveling Mel. That's our family travel channel. And then I've started another one called Amazing Nature Relaxation Therapy, and it's got a lot of my natural history, animal, wildlife stock footage, as well as some relaxing, calming, ambient nature sounds and scenes.
They're very tiny on the
One of the fun things about doing these videos is the hoots and hollers that I get as people drive by. I'm going to cross here, jaywalk a little bit, and take you down Gaslight Alley. Oh look, there's Traveling Mel now. She and the real Traveling Finn are eating ice cream. But we can't stand here and ogle. We have to keep going.
Not following us, Walker.
If Jackson is anything, it is an outdoor town. Lots of outdoor activities. People into outdoor sports, very fit. And while the population of the town itself is only 10,000, the Teton County I think is 20. Housing prices here are insane. Well, not to people from New York or LA, but for a town this size, it's pretty crazy. Off to our left here is the Wart Hotel. It's a classic kind of old Western hotel. A lot of history there. Very nice inside. We stayed there last year, and attached to the, I think it's the Silver Dollar Bar, which is pretty cool. We're going by the Playhouse Theater here. Kind of neat and old westy. It really is a mix of old and new here. You get the fancy lodges and art galleries and all the stuff that big money can buy, and then you get ranch trucks with ranch dogs on there. Old ski fences. It's one of the things that makes the character of this place. I'm going to cross over here and go to Miller Park. I don't really have a plan on most of these walks. I just start walking and exploring. I think that's kind of the fun of travel. It's a great way to see a place, find the hidden gems. It's like these are pickleball courts. Great little playground. We're just south of the Grand Teton National Park, which is just south of Yellowstone National Park. So, especially in the summer, there's a huge amount of tourism that comes through here. And then in the winter, there's a lot of skiing that happens. So, it can get pretty busy. And that's a big reason why housing prices are so big. A lot of people refer to this as Jackson Hole, but the hole part of that is actually the valley. It's an old trapper term, I think. Run out of sidewalk. And the town itself is Jackson. Apologize if the audio isn't very good here. I've got the Osmo Pocket and I've got the adapter ordered, and hopefully when we get back to Livingston, it'll be in our mailbox. This is the Homewood Suites. Being a tourist town, there's a ton of hotels. Some boutique, some chain. For instance, across the way there is the Inn on the Creek. Looks pretty boutique-y. Lots of yoga studios. All things fitness. I really can't overstate how beautiful this place is, at least the area. The mountains, forests, a lot of wildlife, spectacular light and spectacular views. We'll go down another block here. I'm going to link, well, I'll put some stuff down from Wikipedia like I normally do about Jackson in the comments below, so check that out, as well as those links I mentioned earlier to our other two sites, Treadmill and Amazing Nature Relaxation Therapy. A lot of log cabin themed architecture in town. Here you've got logs and here you've got trimmed logs. And then you get the garbage dump. I think across the street, once we get past this fifth wheel, I'll show you. I think it's the Jackson Hole Visitor Center, but I could be totally wrong about that. Okay, not this building, but the one further down. It's kind of green. Is the visitor center. One of the things you can see on Traveling Mill is our visit to the elk, our sleigh ride amongst the elk in the elk feeding area that they use in the winter. Kind of neat. So check that out. That ski area up ahead is the little local, I think it's a nonprofit ski area called Snow King. The Jackson Hole Resort is off further west. Lexington at Jackson Hole seems like one of those boutique places, hotels. Oh, Historical Society Museum. I might have to check that out soon. The weather in Jackson can be varied. It was snowing the other day. It was 22 this morning, 55 now. In the summer it can get pretty hot. But you get a lot of these beautiful days like this. Duck down here to St. John's campus, which I guess is a school and an old church, Episcopal church, I believe. Off to the left, you can see the town square and their famous antler arches, which I think I explained in the other video. Because they have these elk feeding areas in Wyoming and here, elks shed their antlers every year, and there's a big market for it. And the Boy Scouts here are the richest troop in the country, apparently, because they can collect and sell so many antlers. We're coming up on the $1 Million Cowboy Bar, which is a famous bar here. I'll sneak out so I can show you the sign. So we're going to cross over here and explore another part of town. Your obligatory Starbucks and t-shirt shop. Jackson has a lot of bike paths in the area, which is awesome. They also have this bike sharing program, and they also have a town shuttle. This is the Center for the Arts here in Jackson. It's a really interesting facility. Nice facility for having theater. They have a big theater and some other stuff in here. I'm going to duck down into this little residential area. Older part of town. Looks like these are mostly offices. Still see they still have a lot of these older buildings, log cabins and clapboard houses. Adds a lot to the character. called the Gill House. Historic house, I guess. Up ahead is, as I said, Snow King Resort. I can see somebody that you probably can't skiing down and a dog running after. As I mentioned, it's a super fit town for the most part. A lot of people earlier when we drove by, were skinning up, meaning they put skins on the bottom of their skis. Gives them traction so they can use their skis basically as snowshoes or cross-country skis and go uphill. Woo! Sorry for any wind noise. Quoth the raven. Snow King in the winter is a great little ski hill, but they also have snow tubing and I think it's called the Cowboy Coaster, which is sort of a alpine coaster. And in the summer they have the Alpine Coaster and also a ropes course, adventure course up there. Lots of fun. We did that last May. Had a great time. This little playground area has a bouldering wall. Fits in well with Jackson's culture. Philbo Park, looks like. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but right about there, some folks with their dogs skinning up the mountain. We are coming up on the county fairground. In the summer, I think every single night they have a rodeo here. So if you want to come visit, hold on. If you want to come visit, you can see a rodeo, and it's pretty fun. And that, my friends, is what the rodeo grounds look like. Inside scoop. Sorry, I just wanted to show you that. Got lost in my own thoughts there for a second. So you can see these piles over here that look like giant excavations of dirt. But really, it's dirty snow. And it's 55 degrees, but they pile that up all winter from the streets. And dirt and dust blows on it. I guess keeps the sun off it, maybe. But it'll be gone in another month or so, or a couple weeks, maybe. There's a county facility here. Looks like a county government roads works or something. But behind there are a bunch of houses and condos up against the mountain. You can then go hike up the mountain if you want. You can notice the green bike path here next to the road on either side of the road. As I was saying, their bike paths goes all the way down to a little area called Hoback, or at least down to the Snake River. They go up to the park. I think, I'm not sure where else the network goes, but it's pretty extensive. One of the benefits of living here. This is Kearns Meadow Park coming up here, and it's more of a green space. 10 or 15 years ago they had a family of foxes denning down here. You can come down and look over the edge and see the little fox kits 20 or 30 feet away. Not today. Speaking of wildlife, some of you may be wondering if they do have grizzlies and wolves here, and not so much in town, although it wouldn't surprise me if they had the occasional cougar in town, mountain lion. They do have them up in the park and in these mountains. Lots of elk congregate here in the winter to feed because of the feeding grounds, and I think wolves will take advantage of that. But they're really, to my understanding, not much of a safety issue if you're aware. They just call it being bear aware. You carry your pepper spray, you make enough noise so you don't scare anybody or surprise anybody. And dangerous encounters are pretty rare. I would say moose are more dangerous or more of an issue to worry about. And they have a fair number of those too. Now, I will say this, I'm not a local, and if you live in Jackson or in the area, feel free to correct me down in the comments. I'm sure mentioning wolves can draw a few comments. Oop, there's an osprey. I don't know if you can tell, but right in there are some willow trees that have been nibbled down. I think they've been nibbled down. They may have been cut, but this is a great place for a beaver. And that looks like a beaver, the work of one. I don't think you can see it through these bushes, but maybe we'll get a view. There's somebody fly fishing in this creek, which I believe is called Flat Creek, right here in the middle of town. If you've made it this far and you're still listening, I'd love to hear, and we're going to go for a little while longer, so don't click off. I'd love to hear how you use these, if you just use them to relax or to explore a place, if you're using them on a treadmill or some other way. I'd love to know, because we get a lot of views, but I don't know exactly who those people are or how they're viewing them, and I would love to get that information, just so that I can cater these to better serve you, the viewer. Here's the creek. It's a beautiful creek. Pretty clean too. Sorry about the wind noise. And we're passing one of the RV parks in town. There's some south of town and I believe west of town. And of course there are places in the park where you can get RV spots. Grand Teton National Park. It's a lot of spots here. Coming up here on the left is one of the local buses. Right here is the Teton County Library. Pretty cool building. Sizable for this size of town. There are two breweries in town where you can eat, and they're kid-friendly. Snake River and Roadhouse. I prefer Snake River, but they're both good. And lots of other great eating options. A lot of good restaurants here, if you're into that sort of thing. In fact, we are right at the brewery part of the Roadhouse Brewery. I think here. Jackson Hole Distributing. Or maybe that's just one of the brands they distribute.
The last thing I remember were the spines.
This road has been Snow King Avenue. We're going to make a right here on Scott Lane. If you make a left and then a right, you'll get back out to 191, closer to where it joins Route 22 West. But we're going to go this way. Oh, wait. We're going to go this way to 191, and I think up ahead is the actual intersection to 22 West. That'll take you over to, well, not directly, but towards the river. You'll cross the river, Snake River, and then you will, off to the north, you can go up to the Jackson Resort, and if you keep on 22, you'll go up over the pass and down into towards Driggs and Victor, Idaho. Totally wrong. That's not the intersection to 22. Sorry about that. Another place to stay is the lodge at Jackson Hole. Looks pretty nice. And here we're coming up. This is Highway 191, and it's the main drag through town. Then it heads north into the parks, all the way up. Well, I'm not sure. 191 goes into the Gallatin Canyon, I think. I think we're going to call it a walk. Thanks for joining us. Give us a like, subscribe, share with your friends, leave us a comment, all that great stuff. I appreciate you joining us. I hope you did enjoy the walk. Leave us a comment. I really do read all of them and try to reply to all of them. And I do value any feedback that you can give, even if I disagree with it. But I like trying to make these better for people and find a good balance to please as many people as possible. So I do value the feedback. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. If you ever get a chance to get to Jackson, I highly recommend it. It's a fun place, a beautiful place, great for families and for anybody that likes being outdoors to whatever degree. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.